Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Five Mad Hatter coming at you once again. I've been away from the VJO making business for a couple of days now. Well, since last week. I've been a little saddened lately. Lost a good old friend. Well, they call him Gunny Emery, but that was just the name they call him, his stage name. But he was actually a staff sergeant when he retired, got out the Marine Corps. But they found that he was a pretty good old tough boy, talked a lot of tough smack. He was a pretty tough boy. I met him in 1992, right before I got out of the Marine Corps. And I tell you, him and I, we wrote back and forth. I was probably one of his biggest fans, because it was the movie that launched him to stardom. Full Metal Jacket. My dad took me to it in 1987, right before I went into the Marine Corps, like a week before I left for boot camp. Yeah, I'll never forget all the things he said, what my dad told me what the Marine Corps boot camp was going to be like. It was kind of a blend in between what my dad was telling me and what I saw on Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, so I've been, kind of sad, thinking about mortality and, how long we live and how long we don't get to live. The people we touch and how long they remember us. Yeah, he was a good old boy. I hope I find him guarding those streets of gold when I get up there. Hoorah! Yeah, gonna miss you. Gonna miss you, Gunny. But on a lighter note, folks, what do you think about this weather? Yeah, this weather. It's cold and it's hot. Yeah, I know it's supposed to happen in spring. They're still having snow up in the mountains on the other side of the state up here in Washington. Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota. In the time I've been alive on this planet, I don't remember them ever having snow up in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska this late in spring. They're usually in the fields trying to plant, not plow snow. I heard reports that the largest ranch magazine on the entire planet, well, I should say one of the largest ranch magazines in the entire planet, the High Plains Journal, is losing so many customers because there's no more farmers. All the farmers have up and left, gone to the cities. Their kids up and left, gone to the cities. Who's going to grow the food, folks? Another thing to think about is how much snow has been over there in Europe where they grow the food too. And here's something else to think about growing food. If we're not planting right now, that means it's going to be later in the year for harvest. And I heard tell that it's going to start snowing earlier in the fall than what it has. That means they can't get the fields out. Can't get the crops out of the fields. Yeah. And so they're setting us up, folks. They're setting us up. They're lying to us left and right. Oh, we're gonna put tariffs on everybody that ain't blah blah China this and tariffs that, and everything's gonna increase in cost, and China's gonna put tariffs against our soybeans and our crops. I'm sorry, but what you don't do when your country's going into one of the longest, driest droughts you've ever been in, China, because there's no moisture coming up there, you don't put tariffs against the food you feed your people. That's just stupid. You put tariffs against stuff you can't produce yourself. That's just stupid. You put tariffs against stuff that you can produce yourself, that other countries have been underbidding you to your own country, so you try to equal it out for the workers. You don't put tariffs against food. I mean, like, That'd be like putting tariffs against water. Oh, maybe we ought to do that to them. Put a tariff on our water going to them, you know, an export tax, a huge freaking export tax. Because, yeah, we send water over there to them. Great, big, huge container ships full of water and nothing but water in bottles or big bladders that are then stuffed inside the containers and put on great big container vessels. Yeah, I know. They could just desalinize freaking ocean water. Not a problem. If you could produce the energy to desalinize the ocean water. But nope, they're putting tariffs against the food that we're sending them, which is about the dumbest damn thing I've ever heard anybody do. We're putting tariffs against their steel and aluminum because, well, we can produce that stuff ourselves, and we're just trying to make it, you know, better for the American worker. Instead of better for those guys overseas that don't have any OSHA, don't have any safety protections, that, you know, they lose a man a day in those factories from stupid accidents that could be prevented. But they're putting tariffs against food. I'll be back at you. Till next time, keep your stick on me.